Hello, and welcome back for another live chat session. This time, we are diving into a crucial area in business finance, ethics, and capital budgeting decisions. This topic is a core part of your Week 2 essay assignment, where you will analyze an ethical dilemma faced by Olive Earle at Cyberchamp Incorporated. Our goal is to walk through the assignment, break down the ethical challenges, and help you craft a strong, balanced analysis in your essay. Let's get started by first understanding the case. To kick things off, let's set the scene. Olive Earle is a finance analyst at Cyberchamp, where she has been tasked with evaluating the acquisition of a company called Netwave Solutions. However, this acquisition is not a simple matter. There is a twist. Cyberchamp's CEO, Nadine Kokobani, seems invested in making the proposal look favorable, despite an outdated appraisal that suggests the deal might not be all that wise. There is also frequent and persistent gossip hinting that CEO Kokobani has personal ties to Netwave, which creates a potential conflict of interest. Your task is to analyze this scenario and examine the ethical implications. Let's think about the following questions as we go. What's at stake here? Do the opportunities outweigh the risks? Perhaps more importantly, how should Olive handle these pressures from her CEO? Capital budgeting, deciding which projects to reject and which to pursue, is often much more than simply calculating and comparing net present value and internal rates of return. Corporate governance also plays a role. Now that we understand the basics, let's jump into the middle of Olive's ethical dilemma. CEO Kokobani's request to, quote, make the numbers work, unquote, places Olive in a very difficult position. On the one hand, Olive is being asked to deliver a report that may not be fully objective given the pressure she is receiving from her boss. On the other hand, Olive has a responsibility to provide an honest, unbiased analysis to help the board of directors make an informed decision. In your essay, it is essential to identify and effectively articulate this ethical tension. Think about these elements. First, there's the conflict of interest involving the CEO. Second, there's Olive's professional integrity and the risk to her job security if she resists the CEO's pressure. And third, consider the broader impact on shareholders and Cyberchamp's reputation if the deal goes south. When analyzing financial decisions, it's crucial to remain objective and unbiased. For Olive, this means focusing on clear, measurable indicators like net present value and scenario analysis. Scenario analysis allows her to present three possible outcomes. One, a best case scenario, which happens to align with the CEO's view. Two, a realistic scenario. And three, a worst case scenario. For your assignment, consider structuring the analysis similarly using these three possible outcomes. Emphasize that Olive's responsibility is to present each scenario to the board, allowing them to see a balanced view of potential risks as well as rewards. By focusing on facts and avoiding unverified rumors, Olive can deliver a responsible recommendation while also protecting her professional credibility. One of the most compelling parts of this case is Olive's internal conflict. It raises a timeless question. Should she protect her integrity or secure her job by pleasing the CEO? These situations often arise in real business settings where finance professionals are torn between following orders or adhering to their ethical standards. In your essay, be sure to explore both of these perspectives. You could, for instance, discuss the temptation for Olive to make the numbers work just this once in order to stay in her CEO's favor. However, also consider the risks to her long-term career if she compromises her values now. This discussion should form the core of your analysis, showing the consequences of either decision. Now that we've analyzed the key elements, let's look at a possible structure for your essay. Start with a brief overview of the case, introducing Olive's role and the ethical challenges that she faces. Dive into the ethical tensions, the CEO's potential conflict of interest, and the pressure on Olive to manipulate the analysis. Financial analysis approach. Discuss the need for objective analysis, including scenario analysis with best case, realistic, and worst case outcomes. Examine Olive's internal conflict regarding her professional integrity versus job security, considering both the short-term and long-term consequences of her choices. Summarize Olive's best course of action, highlighting how maintaining integrity benefits both her and the company in the long run. This structure will ensure your analysis is clear, balanced, and comprehensive. Let's review some tips for clear and effective writing. Stay objective. Focus on facts and avoid letting rumors influence your analysis. Use scenario analysis. Clearly explain each scenario and its impact using headings to separate sections for easy reading. Although you should always use the correct terminology, avoid jargon. Instead, stick to straightforward language, especially when explaining financial concepts. As always, cite your sources. Be sure to use APA 7th edition style for all references and use plenty of different references to support your writing. Good references add credibility and strength to your arguments and conclusions. Following these steps will help make your essay more persuasive as well as professional. Before we wrap up, let's go over a few references that you might find helpful for this assignment. What follows are 3 sample references in APA 7th edition format, covering topics relevant to this case, including corporate finance ethics, capital budgeting, and conflict of interest in financial decision-making. Of course, you should also visit the Keiser online library and seek additional references of your own. To wrap up, Remember that analyzing ethical dilemmas isn't about finding easy answers. It's more about understanding complex dynamics and evaluating them carefully. Olive's case at Cyberchamp gives us all a chance to think critically about real-world financial issues. As always, I encourage you to approach your essay with an open mind and aim for a balanced, thorough, and well-researched analysis. That's all for now. I'm looking forward to reading your best work.